Hello, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today we have a Tomura Shigaraki, freezing. That was the word to describe the room I was in. I didn't actually know where I was at the moment. I'd just woken up here after falling asleep in my bed. I remember the night clearly. I left work, a supermarket, since I'm a disappointment, and walked home. The buses wouldn't be on since it was so late at night, leaving me to trudge home in a waterfall that seemed to be coming from the sky. Slowly, but noisily, I walked up to the door, feeling my shoes slosh with water. I hadn't even stood in any puddles on the way back. I struggled to find my keys, eventually grabbing them from my back pocket and shoving the correct one into the lock. It clicked, signaling that it was open, and I stepped inside. The place was warmer than outside, yet still quite cold compared to what I would have wanted it to be. I stepped out of the slip-on shoes I was required to wear at work, kicking them into the corner of my room. I walked towards my bedroom, taking my clothes off on the way. It felt nicer without the damp and droopy clothes that stuck to my skin and made it cold. I got to my room only in my underwear and opened my drawers. I pulled out some white fluffy pajama bottoms and a violet long-sleeve top, beginning to change into them after changing my underwear. It didn't seem like anything else had happened after that, apart from passing out on the sofa in the middle of eating ice cream and watching The Bodyguard for the 5th time since I was a teen. I tried my hardest again, but nothing seemed to be coming back to me. Shigaraki's point of view. He watched her short figure tread its way up to the door at the front of the house. His curiosity is begging him to get closer. He noticed the small details, the way she treaded, the tiredness of her muscles, her slightly see-through top. She fitted the key into the lock after a few tries and opened the door, unknowing that he had been inside earlier. He was planning on killing a girl such as herself since she wasn't special and he was bored. He did often like watching people's lives pass by like cars on the street, before shooting the tires and making their lives spin out of control. Sometimes they'd crash, and sometimes they make it safely out. This girl had been the most interesting he'd seen yet. She just lived her life peacefully with her sorry excuse for a boyfriend, but her quirk was something else. She could shoot bullets from the palms of her hands. She would only have to hold it up and focus her energy, then someone would be dead. He wanted her on his side, rather than being neutral. Having her in the League of Villains would be an intelligent move, on which he could cause them to excel and take over. He wandered up to her window, peering through at her, slowly falling asleep. He pulled his phone out of his pocket hurriedly, scrolling through the list of contacts and finally settling on one. "Hey Spinner, bring the others to my location." That was it. Tonight would be the night. Time skip. People would think that I'd panic if I had woken up in an unknown location, but I wasn't panicking. There was no point. It would attract attention from my captor, which I did not want. The door clicked suddenly, though not scaring me, and slowly opened. It revealed a male who appeared to be in his early 20s, covered in burn scars. His charred skin was connected to the normal skin with large staples, making it look painful. He had tousled raven hair that pointed in every direction. Dobby? Okay, so maybe you did know some villains. You had just happened to save his life at one point and become friends. Listener, been a while. You had left to move to a different area not too long ago, which was obviously what the male was referring to. Yeah, I moved my house and changed my hair. Get up, Scabs wants to talk to you. Who's Scabs? You stood up nevertheless, wobbling over to Dobby and standing in front of him. My boss, he's a scabby little motherfucker. You nodded your head and waited, noticing the way that Dobby looked down at you. Literally? He didn't look at you with the weird expressions that everyone else did when they saw how small you were. More like, if they saw you. Dobby led you down a corridor and a set of stairs before coming to a door. There was a sound coming from behind it and the strong smell of alcohol. You kept your hand prepared just in case you'd have to use your quirk, which seemed to be the case when someone flew straight towards you. You panicked, raising your arm, shooting exactly 293 bullets into the person's torso. They dropped to the ground, though didn't die. Bulletproof vests. You observed the face on the teen, seeing that she was blonde and looked like she was about to orgasm. A small sigh escaped your lips as you stepped over the body and followed your raven-haired friend. He led you to a male who was sitting by the bar, drinking a glass of something with his pinky sticking out. You found it quite amusing. Hey Scabs, she's here. The male slammed down the glass and you watched it turn to ash. That's why he had his pinky out. Not so amusing anymore. He turned to face you, and the first thing that came to your mind left your mouth. What skincare do you use? The bar around you became more silent than it had been, people all looking towards you. Dobby was the first to burst out in laughter, the other people following suit. The male looked enraged at Dobby at the moment for laughing, so you took time to observe. He had chin-length, pale blue hair and glowing red eyes that showed resentment towards the other male. The skin on his face was more cracked than a normal person's would be, but that could be due to his quirk. His gaze snapped back to you after a minute, and he held out his hand, only for it to go into a dark swirling vortex that appeared before you. Tomura Shigaraki, it is not a good idea to kill her this soon. She may be valuable to us. Yeah, Scabs, don't touch her. He scowled and pulled his hand away reluctantly, scanning his eyes over your figure. Everyone else out. I want to talk to the newbie myself. The rest filed out of the bar, Dobby being the most reluctant of all. You had given him your most reassuring smile to make him leave, also causing you to unknowingly make Tomura blush. If only that smile had been directed towards him. He turned to face you, cracking his neck and sighing. I assume you're here to join us? Join you? Obviously not, then. I'm supposed to join your villain group? Yes. Why? You have a strong quirk. That comment did make your cheeks go a little red, becoming slightly flustered. And I've been watching you. What, why? You seemed interesting. Appealed if you will. Your face became slightly more red. What I'm trying to say is you seem cool for such a small person. I'm not small. He stood up, towering over you intimidatingly. Oh, really? Okay, that is not fair. So just shut up, okay? You averted your gaze to the floor with a blush upon your face. He mumbled something silently, though you heard it. Cute. Huh? Cute? Me? His eyes widened, clearly not having expected you to hear him. His face became a dark red, and he looked away. Anyway, I might consider letting you become my second in command. You knew clearly what he meant by that. You thought it was supposed to be his way of asking you out, so you knew that becoming a villain or dating one could be a big risk for you, and you planned to keep your job. It would be a dangerous situation, but you were all for it. Sure, I don't see why not. His eyes widened as if he genuinely didn't expect you to agree. You're serious? Of course. I mean, why not? Slowly, a quirky smile made its way onto his face, as if he usually didn't do it. It was awkward, but it looked cute. Almost like a cat smiling. You giggled, and his face became a tomato. You know they're listening from the door, right? Yeah, I can hear them. You suddenly got an idea. Wait, hold this. You passed a chair to him, which quickly turned to a pile of ash. He gave you the confused expression as you ran behind the counter, crouching down. You let out an ear-piercing scream, causing the door to fly open and the other villains to come piling into the room. Realization hit Shigaraki at the same moment Dobby's fist hit his face, almost like that had allowed it. With the scream and a pile of ash in front of the male, it was easy to assume things. You burst up from your hiding spot and screamed at the others, making them all fall over in fear. Shigaraki tried, he really did, but eventually burst out laughing. You did too, and Shigaraki blushed when he heard you. Okay, everyone, let's get ready for the next mission. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a bit of a shorter fanfiction, although kind of on the longer side for my channel. I just wanted to apologize for the audio first off, because it got a little bit messed up because I was using a different headphone set than I normally do, because I just wanted to try it out. Also, I wanted to thank everybody for your support and everything, but recently, and I don't want to seem rude when I say this, I was looking at my statistics, and less than 10% of you guys who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and I'd really appreciate it if you were to subscribe, because I am going to be making content, and yeah, I feel kind of rude asking that though. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. So, goodbye!